host, and this is Saturday Morning Recorded. And for today's special guest, that's my friend, Miss Susan. And for today's weekly tidbit of news, it's that ancient anchovies, or anchovies' ancient relatives, were actually fearsome hunters. Strange, right? Here's your special guest. Here's my friend, or previous teacher, Miss Susan. Now, what is Montessori?
Oh, Cohen, Montessori is many things to different people. For one thing, Dr. Marie Montessori was one of the first women physicians in Italy, and she did a lot of research with children since she was a physician and also an engineer. She did a lot of observation of children. She designed materials to work with young children, and a whole philosophy that pertains to working with children, keeping in mind their learning styles, introducing them to materials that will help give them a good foundation for learning.
Okay, now what got you interested in Montessori?
In Montessori, well, when I was in high school, I knew I wanted to be a preschool or a kindergarten teacher, so I knew at that time. So I did go to Northern for 4 years, and well, in the last semester I needed to do my student teaching, and I ended up in Omaha, Nebraska at that time, and I was placed in a Montessori school for student teaching experience, and I absolutely I was just so amazed by it because it was so different than the traditional preschools that I had experienced here in Aberdeen. With the letter lamb, mitten, and mom. Okay, let's go to the drawer and find what things are in the drawer. Let's start with the sound. Yep. Monkey. What's this? A mug. That's mug. And I knew that there was something I needed to learn about that, so I did 2 more years of teacher training for Montessori, and they had a training center right on site, so I was able to work and take night classes, and yeah, that's kind of how it all started.
Okay, now when I went to Montessori, nature was a big part of it. Is nature really part of the whole Montessori experience, or is that just something you incorporated into it?
Good question. Well, Dr. Montessori has a curriculum that includes nature, cultural studies, science, all that sort of thing, and for young children. She felt that was really important for young children to understand the earth, the animals that live in the earth, classifications of animals. All these things are materials that she devised so that the children could learn and appreciate the earth and the people of the earth, so that eventually through the children, she believed peace would be most likely to occur if the children were taught properly about different cultures, different foods, all this kind of thing. It's all an exciting sort of a thing for children to learn. And so yes, your question was, is Montessori all about nature? Yes, but I think it does also depend upon the teacher. If the teacher's really into nature, then yeah, that's where it's at. And that's kind of the way it is for me. And for you, I know.
Now, you also have a hobby farm, so what is your favorite part about your hobby farm?
Well, my favorite part?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's just being in nature. You know, just being outside and observing the horses out there, the little mini ponies that we have, and watching the children. You know, we do bring the children out here from school, and they learn about chickens and picking eggs and just behaviors of different animals, and yeah, so that's what I like about it, is sharing this place with others. Even your mom even comes out here and does photos for people out here, because the colors are beautiful. Usually right now it's not so colorful, but anyway, so
thank you for chatting with us. That's all the time we have for you today.
Okay, thank you.
Here's 30 seconds of nature. Eva's Word of the Week.
Tongue-tied.
For my book recommendation this week, I'm going to be recommending this book, Gods and Heroes, Mythology Around the World. It's a really great book. It lets you hear about tons of crazy mythical beings that ancient civilizations came up to make sense for the world. It was pretty crazy. It's by Corwin Briggs, and it's a pretty great book if you're into mythology and all of that. For my adventure this week, me and my family got a Christmas tree. This is your host, Cohen Vogel, signing off.
Four.